One of the hardest truths you'll ever learn is this: being alone can be really uncomfortable, but being surrounded by chaos is also expensive. It costs you your peace, your confidence, your energy, and your ability to think clearly. See, sometimes the reason people stay in unhealthy relationships, friendships, or environments isn't actually because they're happy, it's because they're afraid of being alone. If you're new here, I'm Amanda Hill, licensed mental health counselor. For more than 20 years, I've helped people navigate difficult relationships, family dysfunction, anxiety, and personal growth. And one of the patterns I see over and over again is people choosing familiar chaos over unfamiliar peace. For example, I had a client who spent most of her life surrounded by drama. When we initially met, I quickly picked up on the fact that if there wasn't a crisis in her life, she almost always felt uncomfortable. Her relationships were unpredictable, her boundaries were poor. Every day for her felt like putting out emotional fires. But as we worked together, she eventually got to the point where she was able to make a difficult decision, which was distancing herself from relationships that constantly drained her. Now, at first, she did feel lonely, like really lonely, and she questioned whether she had made the right decision. But over time, we saw something start to change. She was sleeping better, and her anxiety had actually really decreased. She was able to stop checking her phone every 5 minutes, waiting for whatever that next crisis was going to be. For the first time in years, she experienced something that felt unfamiliar, which was peace. And that's when she realized she wasn't missing the people. She was missing the distraction. Many of us grew up in environments where chaos felt normal. So when life becomes calm, we mistake peace for boredom or stability for loneliness. But peace is actually space. Space to think, heal, become who you are without constantly reacting to everybody else's problems. Here's the reality. Structure actually creates freedom. Healthy routines create freedom, and boundaries create freedom. So sometimes the path to a healthier life may require walking away from people, situations, or habits that keep pulling you back into that chaos, even if that means spending some time alone. Because being alone for a season is a lot less damaging than spending years surrounded by dysfunction. My encouragement to you is to start to choose peace over drama, structure over chaos, and growth over familiarity. And if that journey requires you to walk alone for a while, trust that temporary loneliness is often the price of long-term peace. And believe me, that price is almost always worth paying. Before I wrap up, I want to challenge you to think about something in your own life that didn't go according to plan. Maybe it was a relationship you desperately wanted to work. Maybe it was a job you thought you needed. Maybe it was a dream that fell apart despite your efforts. Now ask yourself this: what can you see today that you couldn't see then? Often wisdom arrives long after the pain, and sometimes the experiences we once fought against become the very experiences that we are actually most grateful for. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one of the disappointments that eventually led to something better in your life? And as always, if this message encouraged you, please share it with someone who may be struggling through a setback, a heartbreak, or a season of uncertainty. You never know who might need the reminder that their story is still unfolding. And if you enjoy conversations about mental health, relationships, healing, resilience, and personal growth, be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow my podcast. Both are under Mental Health with Amanda. Lastly, remember that just because something doesn't make sense today doesn't mean it never will. Sometimes life reveals its purpose slowly, one chapter at a time. Until next time, keep doing the work, keep growing through what you're going through, and keep trusting that some of the answers you're looking for may only become clear with time.